Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Tonight I'm making a little shopping list book for a couple of friends of mine. I picked up these shopping list books in, I think it was a Pound Shop or B&M, one of those shops. And you get one in a packet, but they're fairly thick. This is only half of it. I broke this one in half so that I could make two. But by breaking it in half, on the main one, you're going to have a good hardback. So if you do break them in half, if you happen to have them, you need to cover them like this. So the only difference tonight is I'm not going to be showing you how to do this. I have glued the book to a piece of hard card that I picked up at the back of a packet of cards. I always save anything that comes with the back of a pack of card or DSP or whatever. I just save it, and it's as good. It's actually thicker than this one. So this one has a good sturdy back, so we don't need to bother with that. I will put the measurements for it down below in my blog. But in the meantime, you know, if you don't pick up the same kind of book, this will just give you an idea of any book that you pick up, or just a jotter type book, what to do with it. So I've used them lovely papers that came in the sign-up kit. We had to buy them, of course, but if you happen to join Stampin' Up during celebration, you can pick up a whole pack of 40, I think it's 48 6x6 papers, which gives you a good example of all the papers, and this class wee guillotine type cutter. And you can only get it if you signed up. You can't get it any other way, so that's just a heads up. But this time I'm using a different colour paper. Now the pens are class. They came out of the Pound Shop for sure. They definitely were in the Pound Shop, and they're selling them off now. You get 3 in a packet, and they have wee quotes or sayings. Sassy since birth is this one, which just goes with the colours. Just be warned, it does scrape your card when you're popping it in, but I mean, it doesn't take away the look once the pen's in there. So the other one says, I am very busy, which is perfect too. I'm going to use another one today for one of my other friends, and it says Boss Lady, which suits her down to the ground, so I'm sure she'll get a kick out of it. I've used Stampin' Gala for this. I just wrote a little note, because that's all you'll be doing is writing wee notes. And as you see, I've decorated the back of it with the same DSP, and the card wraps around, and I've added a wee white stitching line just to break all the plainness up. So I hope you like it, and you maybe have a wee go. So what you need to get started is, I'm going with really deep colours this time. I want to use the nice in colours before they disappear on it, and this is Pretty Peacock, and the matching papers, which you can buy, it's a pack of 6x6, and they have another design on the other side, so you could go either way. Just thought I'd go with the writing since she'll be making her list. So measurements. Start off with the piece this size, which is the length of an A4 page, an A4 piece of card, and the width needs to be, unfortunately it is a funny wee width, but you measure your own book. If you happen to be lucky enough to pick up these, I think I got 2 for £1 at the time, which is brilliant. So I'm getting 4 books out of those, perfect for anybody doing craft fairs, etc. You're going to need a piece that measures 5 6/8 plus 1/16. I know it's a pain in the ass, but just do it, and it just covers it perfectly. So I've went ahead and trimmed the bottom of this with my fancy trimmer there, just because I like that wee finish on the back of it to break it up a wee bit, as you can see there. Again, do it with your fancy scissors or whatever else you have. It's very simple to do. So we want this is going to be the part that folds around the back. So get your cutter or scoreboard or whatever you have, cut your papers, and we're going to this side, and we need to score it at, I need to open this out unfortunately, and let's hope I have room for it on this table. Scored at, this is not sitting very well, fingers crossed. Keep your cutting blade at the top out of the way, you're probably not going to be out of shot of it. Where am I? 5 6/8, right, scored at 8 2/8, so slide that up to 8 2/8. Right, and just do a score line. Your next score line is 8 4/8, but I'm going to move it up to 8 6/8, and I'm going to score it there too. In fact, I'm going to go up 1 notch. So you're 8 4/8, and then move 1 notch up. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm doing it because sometimes you don't quite get the cut that you want. So move up another one. And just, you're scoring, you're not cutting, sorry, just scored. So you're getting wee lines of scores, which would be the top of your book. And we'll go up another one. And one more, and that'll be your top done. So you're scoring for a quarter of an inch, actually. What is it? Yeah, you're scoring for a quarter of an inch, but I've done all the lines just to make it nice wee fit, so we can put that away for the time being. So just get and fold that at the first, if you can get it over, and if not, don't worry, when you put that over your book, you're going to get it well over. So get your book, set that there, just knock it off, sorry, that's right in your face, and you can see by doing the extra scoring, it gives you a nice smooth cover. So that's a wee tip, rather than just doing the 2 scores that you need, and that way you'll be certain sure to get it lined up. And we're going to stick that to the back. Now if you were making your own board, you'd stick your board on first so that you'd have that ready and all. So you just want to put in your glue along here, and I'm going to put a piece of turn tape just along there to give that extra support. So just measure that out. Stick it along those lines. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a wee bit of added attention there. And at this stage you could add your white lines to your back before you stick it down, though it's easy enough to do this one. Oh, come on. It just hasn't taken. Did I get you? Yep. So we're doing that, and then we're going to put a bit of glue along the back here. Actually, I wanted to put my DSP on, so before that dries, get your DSP. It's cut to the same width. I'll have all these measurements below, and we're just going to stick that on top of this. And you decide which way you want to go. You could either do one side front and the other side the back. Again, just add that, just as I want this overlap on the top of it to give it a nice clean finish. I just totally forgot. I knew it was something in my head, but it wasn't shouting at me. So again, line it up along the bottom. Make sure if you're using this text side that you get it lining up. And just tap it so you know it's right down to the bottom and right over to your sides. There's a wee splurge coming out there, but it'll be covered in a minute. Now, happy enough with that. So we want to do the same now with this. Just tap it and then wrap it over, and just make sure you have it central so that your book is covered well, and you're happy. Make sure you're happy at the front, a wee bit off there, and then press along that so that it's all nice and neat. I'm just fractionally off, so make sure you press that well down before you stick it completely. Use a glue that gives you more option to shift it. It's not too bad. And as you can see, that's sitting along the back all nicely. Then you'll add your wee white line of gel pen just across there to break it up. And now you want to get your second piece, and as it's only 6 by 6, you want it to sort of sit in the center between the two. So just do that. Add a bit of glue. And just sort of get it central, just to the eye, whatever. It's close enough. And now you need to do your wee bit that's going to hold your wee pen. So you get your scoreboard up for that. Keep your bleeder up to the top, and you have a 7-piece, and this will come off the end of your sheet of A4, so there's no waste. You're using this extra wee bit, so just cut it to measure the width that's left, which is what? It's about 2.5 inches, and you want it to be 7 inches wide. So pop it in there, and we're going to score it. So your first score is at 1 inch. So I'm just double checking, yes, 1 inch. And then slide it up, get that out of the way, slide it up to 1 5/8. It's 4 and 1 5/8. Score, and then go up to 2 2/8. And whoops, I nearly used the cutter there. Score it, and then up again to 2 7/8. 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's your scoring done. So your first one is going to sit that way, so your next one is going to fold that way, and then that way again, and then this one comes out, and that gives you that wee shape to hold your pen. And again, at this stage you would do, I'll just do the bits that I'll not be able to get near if I can find my pen. So just get it so that you're just a wee tiny bit away, and just do your stitching across. 3 usually fits there, so that keeps you right for each of them. I'm just going to go out another wee bit so that I'm past the fold, and I'll be able to continue that later, and do the same at the bottom. And then I'll continue that across, just to show you how much that lifts it. So now we'll want to add our glue to here. No glue on these folds, and our glue here. So this time I'm going to actually use a more liquidy glue, which will give me a bit of time to shift about and get it in the right position. Could use your turn tape if you have a good steady hand and can go straight. I'm not renowned for my straight lines. So usually to allow for the pen to fit, go down about 1.5 inches when you're starting. So 1.5 inches would be about there. So that gives you a good wee starting point, and it means your pen has room to sit properly. So just get it all lined up, pushed in so that it's covering exactly where you want it to cover, and it looks nice. Just keep pushing those sides, and that'll position it right for you. And that's fairly good. Just don't let it go. You don't want to see that DSP underneath. Yep, I think that's okay. And then you follow along with your lines. And then to decorate it, I have cut an oval. I've got to measure this one. So it's about 2 3/4 inches wide oval. And it's just going to sit here with our butterfly. I'm using the lovely butterfly gel. I haven't had it out for ages, and the matching punch. And because the pen is going to be, it's as close a match as I could get there, I want to add a bit of pink to tie the pen in. So I'm going to be stamping with the, well, I actually want to colour this in first, and I'm going to use a bit of this. Get these out of the way. I'm just going to use the Wink of Stella. And I'll just dip it in there and get a wee bit of that and mix it up, and then I'll be able to colour this in, hopefully. And then just water it down and spread it out. And that'll keep it all matching. So again, this side. And then just spread it out. It gives it a nice wee sparkle too. Do the outer leaves, or outer wings. And then just spread it. And again spread it so it waters out a bit. Just trying to copy this other one. So we need to do that a different colour, and that one will be this colour. Same with this one. And the wider one. I think I've got it. So again, use a wee bit of paper to clear that out of your ink before you forget, or out of your ink of Stella. And then I'm just going to go with Flirty Flamingo and just colour those in dark. I've got to do that in bit. I'm going really fast this, you just take your time. What did I do there? It's all light, so I'll do this dark. Just go in with your light. And I forgot that outer edge there. Oops, I didn't clean it. See that? Just clean that off. Now, I'll leave that open for a second. We just want to use our punch. This is the matching punch. I think it's still available. Give that a wee blow. So just line that up nicely. I have stamped the butterfly and I've stamped the body as well, and I'll do the antenna when it's actually on the space it needs to be on. So just take your time and line that up. Ooh, wobbly hands. And hope it doesn't land in the ink pad. So you want to just get that, give it a wee curl with your scissors, then bend it in at either side of the body just to give it a wee lift. And it's going to sit on this. And before you stamp your sentiment, you want to just line that up where you're going to put it so you know where to set this. Just roughly. Should be okay there. A little note. And then we'll close this before there's trouble. And you want to run a wee bit of, just a tiniest wee bit of glue, not too much. And we're just going to set that sort of there. And then I'm going to stamp the wee antenna. Just do it in black. Just line it up with the body. Fluff your wings up again. But we're going to put some dimensionals on the back. Oops. just going to centre that in the space that's left. And it won't look as bare whenever you've done your faux stitching. And then just pop your pen in. And there you have your nice, and again, faux stitching along the top, just like I did in this one, and I think they're lovely. This one's very understated, this one's more bright and flamboyant, but I think they're both lovely, and the pens are really matching. Like, those pens are great value. So pop out and get yourself some. There's still loads of them left, and you're only using your 6x6 inch papers, 2 sheets, and 1 sheet of your A4 card, and you cover that book up. And if you can't get those shopping lists, make yourself a nice wee jotter. You can buy lovely jotters that you just can tear the old front off and reparcel up yourself, and they just make lovely wee gifts. So I'm meeting up with my girlfriends excuse me, this weekend, so I'll give them a wee gift each for their kitchens. So hope you enjoyed that. I'll have all the details down below, and I'll catch you again next week. Bye.